서력을 예고합니다. 예교, 교, 고, 교. Hello, hello, and welcome back to Danganronpa Mauve. We're gonna get into chapter 1 now. We just finished the prologue before, and now we are going to get into chapter 1 and hope that Justin doesn't die because I feel fiercely protective of Justin right now. So, um, we are going to hope that, you know, he doesn't get killed. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's do it. After the entrance ceremony, I locked myself in my private room. The idea of going to a place where no one is, where no one can see me, came up first. Even if there are students with incredible titles of ultimates, a normal person like me can't handle this situation. It's only normal. It's only natural. I have done nothing wrong.
Yeah, you heard it right. If you want to get out of this school, kill someone. Stabbing, beating, crushing, strangling, killing, electrocuting, dropping, exploding. And anyway, well, in this space, it would be impossible to kill by dropping someone.
What should I do from now on? The moment I thought about it, maybe the others are calling for me. Should I open it? Yes. I approached the door and opened it with full vigilance.
What?
Were you scared? Or even exchanging a few words with each other, you took your handbook and ran away to your private room. You're that criminal. I have committed a crime, but I also have a name. Call me Misaki. Misaki? Misaki. Misaki? Oh, sorry, Misaki. Why are you here? You're not going to kill me?
Yeah.
The fact that I came here is something 13 people know. Also, those 13 people have gathered in the diner. I'm not here to kill you, and I won't, so don't worry. She's not. I'm willing to bet that she's not going to end up being a killer. She might get killed at one point, but I don't think that she would actually be, one of the killers. She's not going to be a blackened. At least that's what I'm saying now. I could be wrong. I don't know, but that's my prediction. Everyone gathered? Yeah, we're just gonna do some research and have a meeting while we're stuck here. And I came to the conclusion of calling you since you were missing from the search. I thought it would be better to leave you alone, but Mayu said the meeting was meant to be meaningful only when everyone was there. So it would be better to bring you and check it out, so I came to call you. Well, unless you think 14 people are rushing to kill you, do you? Make up your mind quickly. Are you coming or not? You can't expect me to go outside in this situation. You are terrified. But if you let that continue, it'll be like playing on that bear's tricks. Don't you know? He's triggering our fears, so he's trying to get us caught in it. Then how could I not be afraid after hearing that? You've had a criminal record, and you've been in prison, so you already have seen dangerous sights in front of you. But I'm just a high school student. In prison? Murder? I have only experienced something like that in games or movies. Alright, first calm down. Seems like I pushed my opinion too hard, so I'll respect your decision. But know this. We're going to do our best to give that bear a shot in order to escape from this school. Aren't you upset? I was excited about getting into the best school in the world, but suddenly a strange-looking teddy bear is asking us to kill each other. Do you really want to be locked up in this narrow school in a small room without knowing why? It might be true that it's dangerous, so I won't force you, but please, give us strength. Misako's attitude seemed quite desperate. Reading her thoughts about me in her words, I made up my mind. I'll go. Good. That's how we'll get out. Thank you so much for your courage. Before that, make sure to check the rules first. The rules? The bear said it was written in the electronic student handbook. You can't just die because of doing something stupid. Okay. I took my handbook out of my pocket and turned it on. Hiroto Iwata. Excuse me. Seeing that it worked without any problems, I immediately selected rules from the menu. 1. The students shall live in a communal life within this school. There is no deadline for this communal living. 2. From 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. is designated as nighttime. During nighttime, the diner will remain off limits. Violence against Monokuma, the headmaster, is prohibited. It is forbidden to deliberately break objects. If a murder occurs in the academy, a class trial is held where all students must participate. If the correct black-end is pointed out in the class trial, only the black-end who committed the murder will be punished. 7. If the students fail to point out the black-end, then the spotless shall face punishment. 8. If the black-end wins the class trial, they will be able to leave the academy. 9. Monokuma will never be involved in the murder. 10. If 3 or more people find the body discovery announcement will trigger. 11. You are free to investigate Host Peak Academy. There are no special restrictions for this behavior. 12. Rules may increase or decrease in the future. Okay, that's a lot of rules from the but then again, it usually is, right? There's always a lot. After reading the school rules while conscious of Misaki's gaze, I raised my head from the screen. Did you read it all? Did you read it all? Is there anything you don't understand? Not really. I have played so many of these games. There's really nothing I don't understand. Is there anything that makes sense in this situation? Having said that, I have nothing. I'm still really confused, too. Anyways, let's go. The others are waiting. Okay. I followed Misaki and left the room. Ugh, this guy. Oh, you're here. You brought him. You brought him. Seeing him run away, I thought he was ready to lock himself in his room forever.
Well, I did a good job of convincing him. Oh, thank God. I was worried because you looked really anxious. So, are we gonna start the discussion now?
Yes. So, where do we start talking?
Wait, camera, focus.
Are you thinking about filming a video in this situation? I don't necessarily film it with the intention of uploading it on YouTube. It's a series of unusual situations, so I want to make a record of it. If that's the case, I'll say it again. Mosaic my face. Erica, isn't that Ulysses? You're reading an original. That's amazing. I'm so confused about what they're talking about. Have you read it? I read it, but my humble brain couldn't understand it. I seem to be better suited for math than literature after all. Ulysses is not an easy read. Not for me either. Then I have nothing more to say. Huh? Ignored? I hate this. I hate your face. That was so mean. So these are ultimates. Oh, they are so dazzling that I dare not even look up. Oh, it's Justin. I am very disappointed. Is this the hope carrying the world? Can't agree. Now, let's stop the chatter until here. Let's go back to the meeting. Then, where should we start talking again? First of all, I agree we should form groups and talk about the things we investigated. Certainly, it would be better to start with the report first. Rintaro, you checked the windows and the doors with Rian and Mayu. How was it? We went around the hallways and classrooms and checked all the windows. I wondered if there was something loosely fixed, so I researched it randomly, but there was nothing. I tried to turn them around and ended up hurting my hand. Oh, there will be more bandages to put on. I also inspected the massive door in the entrance, and it seems more fitting to think of it as a heavy mechanism rather than a door. It didn't even budge. Anyway, since it's a mechanical device, Miss Ego took a closer look. Leaving aside the unfamiliar structure, if I try to disassemble it even a little, I'll be executed with vandalism and all, probably. There's nothing I can do. It's a real pity. I thought that the ultimate engineer might know more about it. But then again, Kana, you've been around the school's facilities, haven't you? Yeah. Rika, Satoshi, and I checked the school's facilities. By the way, what did I see? You don't remember it? No, I remember. We once did. Starting with the gym, where we had the entrance ceremony, there were facilities that could definitely be from a school, such as classrooms and the infirmary. Yes, thank you for stating the obvious. Thanks a lot. However, facilities such as the library, science room, and faculty office are nowhere to be seen. Instead, I could only check the stairs. I was about to say that. Are you talking about the stairs in the space that was blocked by the shutter? Yes. It has the stairs going upwards. They say that Hope's Peak Academy has up to 5 floors, so it seems like they confined us to living only on the first floor. That's right. Shoji, Hiyori, and I checked the private rooms. Overall, there were basic facilities for accommodation, such as beds, tables, and bathrooms. Apparently, there's only one monitor that Monokuma uses to broadcast, so there were no computers, of course. It's too harsh an environment for modern people. The facility seemed okay overall, but the interior is a little rough. As for the interior, I totally agree. I don't know if I can sleep comfortably in a place like this. Well, I've done a lot of work. It won't matter where I sleep. I guess it's an unfortunate environment for you. You're going to get dark circles on your face. We'll have a private discussion later. This conversation is not over yet. Also, the walls appear to be soundproofed. I experimented with Hiyori, but no matter how loud I sounded, it didn't reach the next room. Kuzu, you noticed too. I want you to call me Misaki, please. The next one. Did you all act alone? I checked the diner where we are now. Oh, then I ran into Hitomi, who came later. Hi. Oh, yes, I did. Did you see the door over there? It must be a grocery store. It was full of fresh products and had a great variety.
Oh, they said there's an unlimited supply of groceries.
Where'd you learn that?
I heard it directly from the bear. The name was Monokuma. While we were investigating the food, he suddenly appeared and told us.
He showed up out of nowhere? Didn't he suddenly appear and disappear during the entrance ceremony? It must be something similar to that. Oh, I guess that's true. Then the rest...
I examined the gym.
Where we had the entrance ceremony? Why were you there?
なんか
It's where the bear first appeared. So I wondered if there was something we didn't know about it. But I found nothing. That's all.
全く
Really useful information. Ugh. I don't know how I feel about this girl. Mayu Ego. I don't... She's mean to Justin, and she's you know, kind of mean to everybody.
ありゃ
You didn't find anything in particular either.
やれやれ
Who says I didn't? Check this out. Saying that, Ego took out a piece of paper from her jacket pocket. I found this in the table in classroom 1A. It's a guidebook for Hope's Peak Academy. When referring to the floor plan, the drawing of the building and the structure of this place match perfectly. Huh? Ego, if that was in class 1A, then... Yeah, I found it while I was with you. I thought there would be more people, so I didn't tell you to reveal it later. I see. Did she find it while I wasn't looking?
ならば
So, you're saying that this building is definitely Hope's Peak Academy?
いいだろ
Yeah, that's right. It's not completely new discovery, but it's not a bad result to solidify an uncertain suspicion into certainty.
えっと
It's still not enough to call to certainty. If it's a public floor plan, it wouldn't be difficult to obtain or imitate.
ならば
Miss Kizuki, that means...
だって
Could someone have copied the floor plan and decorated the structure? I guess it would be difficult if it was just one floor of the building. Is there a reason we're going to such lengths to lie that this is Hope's Peak Academy?
ま
I think it would be more persuasive if the stairs were open and we could go to the other floors. You can't. You won't be able to go to the other floors until somebody dies and we have a trial. That's what's gonna happen. Whew, I'm cold. I'm suddenly cold. Hope's Peak Academy, it's said to be a 5-story building, but I don't think they would have copied it that far.
それはだな
Because single story and double story are different issues. If they copied it from the 2nd floor onwards, I think it would be a pretty difficult fight.
なんだ
Fight? What do you mean?
全く
I mean, of course, the guy who came up with this ridiculous plan. You aren't going to live forever, right? We have to fight to get out. Fighting? Oh, what should I do when that time comes? I've only been beaten by others for the rest of my life. Oh, I'm sure they'll go for the ankles again.
それと
And secondly, I examined the surveillance cameras. I wanted to dismantle them, but when I asked the bear, he said it was subject to vandalism. I only checked their appearances. The biggest feature is that it has a machine gun. Machine gun? Yeah. Even if it was a machine gun, it seemed like it was not an off-the-shelf product, but something that was developed homemade. I've never seen such a model before. I asked the bear what it was for, and it said it was used to punish students who violated school rules. Punish? You mean execution?
そうだろ
Well, if you do anything that goes against the school rules even a little bit, while he's watching through the surveillance camera, bang! It must be like that.
Then that camera hanging up there... That's so scary.
いいな
I think it would be better to avoid being shot to death in vain. Everyone, make sure you understand the rules. that would be for the best.
あれ
Wait, come to think of it, why are you pretending to be the leader? I'd rather have her be the leader than you.
なぜって
Pretending? No, I was the first to propose an investigation, so the meeting naturally revolved around me. Do you have any complaints?
そうだ。
Absolutely. You are criminal. Don't you think it's natural to suspect? Being a criminal is not a simple matter. What matters is what crime you committed.
ほら
So tell us, what is your crime? At Ego's remark, the atmosphere sank at once. If you take it for granted, it's a natural fact. The elephant in the room who caught the attention of power but tried to erase their presence with a scarlet tag called Ultimate Jailbreaker. It was a matter of getting on the chopping block one day. 16 gazes surrounding the table stared to her face, waiting for her mouth to move. And Misaki hung her chin and lowered her eyes, as if avoiding them.
なんだ。
Dodging? Avoiding doesn't solve anything. Open mouth. What is your crime? If you promise me you won't prejudge anything I say. You're saying that as if you're going to make a grandiose excuse. Let's hear it. Misaki let out a heavy sigh, as if pulled from deep within her stomach, and then she started talking. Since you seem to be most curious, I'll tell you what my crimes are. My charges were manslaughter and arson. Jeez. As soon as the words were spoken, loud and small murmurs began to fill the diner little by little. Hold on, everyone. I don't think we need to be upset like this already. Isn't it too soon when Misaki's explanation isn't over yet? Like, see, that's exactly why. Like, if she had killed somebody, I don't think that she's gonna end up being a killer in this particular killing game. I don't think so. They might try to kill her. She might be the first victim.
Being admonished already. Is it not fact?
I didn't mean it that way.
いかがです
Miss Kuzu, you just ended your speech in the past tense. Does this have a special meaning?
そりゃ
I was just about to explain. The reason for using the past tense is simple. It's because the false accusation against me has been cleared.
何
What?
なんつうか
To be precise, there was someone who was attacking me with a knife, and we got into a physical fight and the other guy got stabbed. I could have been judged for self-defense, but in the end, it was concluded as manslaughter, and I was fined 500,000 yen. In Japan, only a maximum of 500,000 yen is sentenced for manslaughter. Huh. That doesn't seem like a lot. That doesn't seem like a big fee, because 500,000 yen is how much? $5,000? No. $50,000? I don't know. I have no idea. The currency rate exchange. We didn't have that much money in our house. But I was sentenced to probation for being a first-time offender and for trying to stab someone first. But then I was imprisoned for additional charges of arson. After that, I voluntarily escaped and collected evidence of my innocence. I worked for it, and I was cleared of my charges.
ま
Of course, breaking out of prison is also a crime. So now I was imprisoned only for the crime of jailbreak. Huh.
Wow. So cool.
Are you persuading us to believe?
ほんと
It sounds ridiculous when you hear it, right? It was unfair on my part. It's a pity that there is no one who can testify. You guys really haven't seen my name in the newspaper? Everyone in the seats shook their heads. How am I supposed to do this?
ま
There is one way. Hey, Monokuma, come here. As soon as Ego finished speaking, the shape of a bear appeared in the air.
モノクマ登場だよ。 Yes, I am Monokuma, the teacher who comes running when you call.
It appeared. You be quiet.
ほら
Monokuma, have you heard of this until now? Is it true or not? Testify.
Eh? Eh? I've heard everything, but why should I testify to that?
そりゃ
Well, judging by the school rules here, you seem to want the fairest killing game. But if the starting points of mutual trust are different, wouldn't it be difficult to expect a fair development?
You want a fair killing game. I certainly hope for that. But is it really what you are trying to say? I think it could be used as the cornerstone of the game for the shadow of suspicion that begins with Miss Kuzu. Still, this is a really obvious plot twist. One vicious criminal among 14 good students. Oh, the picture drawn afterwards is not very interesting. So, I will support Miss Kuzu's testimony. No, should I call her Miss Misaki as she wishes? Miss Misaki's words are true. It is all true that she has been framed, and that in prison, she is only playing for the crime she escaped from.
The atmosphere seemed to have changed a little at the truth that was revealed.
とはいえ
Is this reliable information? There is no credibility in the words of a rude person like you, who has no respect for life.
Oh, such sad words. I always tell the truth about murder and killing games. There is absolutely no reason for me to defend one student. Well, how about showing you a news article? It's well kept in the Mono Archive, the world's most powerful information gatherer.
Let me see, now.
All right, fine. Hold on.
After Monokuma finished talking, he disappeared again with his weird sounds.
I've been to the Mono Archive. I got a few things from the newspaper article. Would you like to take a look at it since you so badly want to see it?
Monokuma appeared to hold several scraps of newspaper in his paws.
えっと
Hey, it's far away, so the camera won't take it. Can you show me a little closer?
A murder case that took place a few weeks ago at Kanagawa Prefectural Morigaoka High School was ruled as manslaughter. The court upheld a fine of 500,000 yen and a 1-year suspended sentence for Misaki Kuzu, who was charged with violating the act of manslaughter.
いいよ
Oh, thank you for the narration.
There is one more. There is the real culprit of the Morigaoka High School arson incident. Last year was arrested. On the other hand, the court overturned the previous judgment and acquitted Misaki Kuzu, who was sentenced as a previous criminal in the case and found not guilty, citing insufficient evidence that she had committed the crime. On the same day, the police arrested a group of 5 people, including the real culprit A, and secured confessions such as attempting to frame.
I've never read an article like that, but it seems plausible. Can you believe me?
Wouldn't it be better if you could explain the detailed background? To be honest, there are so many holes in the story you told us that it's so hard to understand.
なんつうか
Huh, is that so? I do have a complicated background. First, I have to tell you about my past. The school I went to was very poor quality school. It was also called a thug training center because the only place to enter after graduating, the only people to enter after graduating were gangsters. I still have attachments to the school, so I tried to change it somehow. However, one day, a classmate brought a hedgehog knife and tried to stab me.
ほんと
In the middle of a physical fight, I cut his arm and fell at the same time, but the knife got stuck in his carotid artery. The ambulance was late and he passed away. He already had a gang he led on campus, but a few who had a grudge against me teamed up to set the school on fire and framed me. I was able to find the evidence after I escaped. One of the gang members got scared and confessed first, so I was lucky. Otherwise, I would have served a life sentence. Story ends here. How about it? There was no response even after the words were spoken. Gangsters, knives, false accusations. I must have grown tired of stories that have no sense of reality. How does the credibility of the story plummet as the story gets bigger? I thought I was listening to some violent school scenario.
どうやら
It's not a story that makes no sense, but it is dramatic. Could it be that all of this is true?
Yes, it is the truth without an inch of error or even the tiniest bit of lies. Since everyone still has doubts, woohoo.
いいぜ。
Fine. So let's continue the story assuming it's true. I don't think I need more clippings for this article, Bear. You hold this and get out. You're getting in the way.
I did everything you asked me to do. Oh, but I'm being treated like this. You're treating me like a comfortable shut-in. I'm not some kind of Doraemon. Oh, wait. My hair. Why are you feeling lonely? I don't know. I'll leave you alone as you want.
What interaction was that just now? I'm so confused. I don't understand a thing that they just said. What are they even talking about? Back to the point.
わかる。
Misako's words are without credibility. I admit.
It's easier to believe than you think.
My background is also similar to hers. Do not believe that reason does not exist. I will refrain from indiscriminate suspicion, but I will not believe it either. I will keep that way for you. Therefore, I will not accompany you. Choose to act alone.
Huh?
Are you sure? It would be dangerous to act alone. Justin, don't be acting alone because you will get killed. And if you die, I'm gonna be so sad. You're my favorite character. No need to worry about me. Let it be about yourself instead. After Justin said that, he got up from his seat. Where are you going? Private room. Take a rest.
やれやれ。
At this point, I also have to say sorry. If you're gonna lead the group, I'm out. What's wrong with everyone? The most important thing in this situation is bonding. Don't you know that?
違うけど。
No, I know. The only flaw is that the leader seat has someone who has been to prison. I just don't like sitting here with an ex-convict. There is a symbolism and responsibility that you will have as the head of the group. It's not something that a person who has stabbed someone with a knife can bear. This is not something I have against you. Do you understand?
そりゃ。
You're right. As a person who has never missed the position of class president or class rep since I was young, I naturally tried to lead the group again this time.
でも。
But things have changed so much since then. Guys, what would you like me to do? Oh, I feel kind of bad for her. Like, I feel like it's not really fair. It's not really fair that they're judging her. I do understand why they are judging her, but also, like, it was proven that she didn't do it and she was framed. I don't know. I just feel like I feel bad for her. Like, because I do think she's trying her best. I do think that she wants everyone to bond and get along so that nobody will kill each other. But yeah, it's unfortunate. A side that alienates me and goes with everyone, and another side that puts me as the leader and creates a few breakaways. I'll leave the choice to you guys.
けれど
Even if we suddenly hear such a statement, I don't think we can make a wise choice.
だって
It's as you say. We've only known each other for a few hours, and we barely know each other yet. At the very least, I don't even know if Misaki's sins are true or not.
でも
But, I think I know one thing. Misaki's leadership was certainly comfortable. It was a short moment. The results were unsatisfactory, but the process itself was stable. So, in the current situation, I want to support Misaki, even with the criminal tag attached. For now, they were reliable, at least from when we checked.
じゃあ
Right, so that's your opinion?
えっと
Well, maybe this is because Shoji puts too much faith in Misaki. Now, we need to be a little more critical.
それでも
Um, I'm not much of an advocate for Miss Kuzu. However, I don't think there's any reason to stop Miss Kuzu at this time. A group needs a leader, so then we only recruited the only volunteer in existence.
ですので
Please understand that I do not mean that I will unconditionally trust only Miss Kuzu and reject Mr. Blade or Miss Ego. If Miss Kuzu becomes unreliable by any means, it's okay if we reject her leadership.
当然
Of course, if Miss Kuzu lied or behaved in an unreliable manner, she should be immediately imprisoned somewhere or her rights be taken away. In that case, I will take the lead and make possible if I need to. Rintaro, isn't what you're saying a bit too scary? It does sound like it, doesn't it? It's just my own opinion. For my safety and your safety. Do you think that humans who intentionally take the lives of others need to be treated like normal people?
ま
You know, he says things like that, but like I can't help but wonder if he's gonna end up being a blackened. Like I can kind of see it. I can kind of see him as like a chapter 3 blackened a little bit. To put it all together, there's no room for doubt. So if you're accepting that Kuzu is going to be the leader, I'll wait and see if she's really trustworthy. He'll be the one who has to bend over first. Let me say it again.
はいはい
I know what you're trying to say. I'm not trying to treat you as an enemy. I wouldn't do such a thing in this environment, okay? It just means I'm gonna be a step away. After those words, Ego folded her arms and leaned back on the chair, closing her mouth.
Are there any other opinions? If not, the leader issue is over. We will believe in you, Misaki. Therefore, don't let our beliefs be wrong. Can you do that?
Of course. I'll prove that your choice was right. Thank you, everyone. After speaking, Misaki spread her arms and smiled.
どうだ
Then, how about everyone go back to our private rooms for now? There was a lot of confusion, and it would be physically tiring.
Yeah. So, I can sleep?
Hana, you should first go to your room, and then sleep.
いいよ
Alright, so we're disbanding for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Okay. Okay, I don't know how I feel about this, but we'll see, I suppose. In such a crowded atmosphere, the meeting was dissolved. Alright, first calm down. It seems like I pushed my opinion too hard, so I'll respect your decision.
だが
But know this. We're going to do our best to give that bear a shot in order to escape this school. Aren't you upset? I was excited about getting into the best school in the world. But suddenly, a strange looking teddy bear is asking us to kill. Do you really want to be locked up in this narrow school in a small room without knowing why? It might be true that it's dangerous, so I won't force you, but please, give us strength. Excuse me. What requirement should a good leader have? Lying in bed while thinking about this, I then fall asleep. Bing bong, bing bong. Bong bong, bing bong.
Hello, everyone. It is morning, 7 a.m. Wake up time. Now, let's have a lively day today. Before that, I have an announcement. Everyone listening to this broadcast, please gather in the gym immediately.
I miss his poo-hoo-hoos. I'm gonna add them. I need to wash up. Are we gonna get the motive already? I took a shower. I got ready to go outside. I'm getting really tired. Monokuma's like, gather in the gym immediately, and what's his face? I don't know his name. Hiruto? He's like, I'm gonna just take a shower. Unless you can take a shower in 2 minutes, which I can't. I'm in the shower at least 30. After washing up, I immediately pulled the doorknob of my room. And beyond there... It's her.
Oh,
Hey, Hiruto? Misako? What are you doing in front of my room?
なぜって
Why? Well, I was wondering what was going on because the bear made an announcement, even though you didn't come. Looking at you, it seems I worried over nothing, unfortunately. Let's go to the gym quickly. What's going on? I'm not sure either. When we get there, we'll find out, okay? Okay. Okay. And then I was led by Misako's hand and moved to the gym.
Oh, here they are.
ほら
You're here. Are you safe? Yeah, nothing happened.
なんだよ
So, what's going on? How important is it to tell someone to come during this early morning?
You sure have a short temper. I'll tell you soon. The reason I called you here is because I have an announcement. As soon as I introduce the latecomer.
The what? Huh? Aren't there already 16? What, there's gonna be 17? What? Latecomer? Until now, an existence that had not been mentioned, let alone expected, came on the stage. After a small conflict, the peace of 15 people was shattered in one day. Oh, they had 15, not 16. Okay, that makes a bit of sense, I guess. But why on earth would they come late? That makes no sense. Like, is there a reason they didn't, come out yesterday like the rest of us? Huh. And the students had to face a change before they have time to calm down. As if to foreshadow this, the large gym was quickly filled with whispers.
あ
Latecomer? What do you mean? Didn't the academy have 15 freshmen?
Don't know why you thought that. I have never been specific about the number of people. Well then, let me introduce him right away. A tardy student from this school who appeared wandering around while you introduced to each other and spent the day together. Nozomi Miyuki. Please greet him with an applause.
Before the students could react, it had begun. It. Huh? Huh? What? What? Hello? What's happening? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Looking. Wait. What? Am I him? What? We're inside his head? Looking back on my memories, my name is Nozomi Miyuki. However, I don't recall anything else. Are you Kirigiri? Ultimate Detective? 고 합니다. 고 합니다. Okay. So things are different. It's a week later. I know this is all in the same video, but now it is a week later. I had to stop because I tried to play chapter 1 and then it was broken, but I got the proper, save file for it and it's working now. So I'm back to play a little bit of chapter 1. I don't know how much I'm going to play tonight, to be completely honest with you. Because apparently I was not even close to done with the prologue, which was weird. I thought I was, but basically what I'm pretty sure just happened is that they were introduced to another character for some reason. So, and now it's this Nozomi Miyuki is the new character. So that's going to be interesting. Let's just see what happens. I don't know. It's dazzling. The optic nerve is forced into the light, and my hands and feet are shaken by an irritating sensation that seems to tingle my brain. Where I stand is a trip down memory lane. My name is Nozomi Miyuki. I am a high school student. I'm standing at Host Peak Academy, a specialty school for talented high school students, ultimate students. So what I think is happening here is that this is actually our protagonist, is what I think is happening. So we were playing as what's his face before, Hiruto? Was that his name? I can't even remember. But I'm sorry, I don't know any of their names yet. So I think we were playing as him in the prologue, and then they brought this guy out from seemingly, nowhere. And I think now we're him, which is interesting, and I wonder why. And I can't think of anything else. My mind is going blank. I absent-mindedly put my hand to my forehead, abusing my malfunctioning brain. The way he talks is kind of weird. Like, that's kind of weird, the way he's talking. With the light blocked by my hand, some things were more visible than the first time. First of all, I just hit the table. I was standing in a school gymnasium, specifically the podium at the front. The windows were all boarded up, so it was reasonable to assume that the only light source causing the shine was from the ceiling. And my gaze stopped on 15 pairs of eyes and ears focused on me, as if I were the centerpiece of an academic assembly. Who are these people? I don't know either. I don't know anybody's name. Can't remember. Chapter 1. Condemned Inside the Sandcastle. Daily Life. I keep hitting things. Like I'm just. It's my headphone wire is really bothering me. Sorry. Am I gonna have to be reintroduced to everybody that even though we already did this? 15 pairs of eyes were looking this way, but none of them seemed willing to start a conversation. What is it? Fear, wariness, or displeasure? Either way, it's clear that my existence wasn't pleasant to these 15 people. Shouldn't I have the option to talk to them first? But in such a rigid atmosphere, I felt like no matter what I did, it would be met with resistance. What to do? Unfortunately, or fortunately, I wasn't one of the first to bring up the topic.
What? I brought in a tardy student, and this is your reaction? You're going to be like this all day?
See, like, he's tardy, right? Where was he this whole time? With, like, it's very, I don't know what's happening.
Surely you're not trying to beat Miyuki-kun to the punch by getting to know each other a day earlier. Miyuki-kun is technically a student at this academy and is on equal footing with you. Bullying is not something I can ignore as a headmaster.
The last words were meant to be a nudge, but none of the students spoke up.
Well, if they're still silent even after this, are kids these days really so awkward with their classmates? I get it. You guys, is this so awkward because the teacher is holding on like this? You want to talk without being noticed, but you can't read the mood, and the teacher keeps interrupting you. This is Mr. Monokuma, is a true teacher who cares about his students, and I'm going to leave you to your own devices and talk among yourselves.
He doesn't have enough poo-hoo-hoos. With those words, the strange teddy bear, painted white on the left and black on the right, disappeared. As I wondered how it had disappeared, I heard a sound coming to my ears. The voice of the first person as I set foot into this place. Hey, did he say Miyuki? Before I had a chance to prepare, my name was called. I didn't know what to say, so I just nodded, and the other person seemed to relax.
Yoshi.
Alright, so we can call you Miyuki, right? My name is Misaki Kuzu, but you can call me Misaki. So we're doing it again. First, I have a lot of questions for you. I don't think we can do this standing up here, so let's move. We've got a place for that. You okay with this? I nodded to the question as well. I was wondering if you could give me a verbal answer. Oh no. Don't tell me you can't talk, can you? If you can, I'm really sorry. She scratched the back of her head, but I can tell from her exaggerated expression that she was joking. I wonder if she's trying to lighten the mood. Okay. Oh, so you know how to talk. Thank goodness. So, why don't you come here first? It's a little hard to see because you're so far away. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm sorry, I keep moving. The girl, who introduced herself as Misaki, gestured for me to come over. My head is still scrambling, but I'll do what I'm told. See, like, the protagonist changed, and I'm so confused. Just as I was about to take a step... Excuse me, oh my goodness. There was someone in my way.
Huh?
Kana, if there's something you'd like to talk about, I'd like it if you moved.
Interesting guy. There's a pretty honest...
Oh, sorry, that's not her. That's a pretty honest remark. I feel like I'm being watched. I began to worry about my future treatment in here. Regardless of my feelings, the 16 of us exited the gym and began walking down the scenic hallway. It was at the dining hall that Misaki brought me and the rest of the group. It was a great place, with a large table and space for 16 people.
いいか
First of all, let me ask for your indulgence. You're in the same position as us, as we are, but in a slightly different one, and I think that might be a clue. Huh? My questions might be a bit aggressive, so let me know if you're not comfortable in this position. If you got a certain amount of freedom to reject questions in your own way. No, it's fine. The moment I was about to say it's okay. Freedom to decline questions? That's ridiculous. I was unexpectedly cut off. You're right. We're at a crossroads, and every bit of information is a bitter pill to swallow. Is that what you're going to is that what? Is that what you're going to pay just to get a newspaper?
いや
Calm down, Ego. I'm just saying, of course I'm not here to buy information. Misaki explained in a strong tone, and the girl called Ego clicked her tongue in disapproval. If you're gonna do it right, leader. There may be more of you here than you realize. I agree. She untrustworthy. Perceptive. I can't read. Perceptive. I can't. Like, I'm a mess. What am I doing? I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm suddenly so uncomfortable. Perceptive. You should also know. You are object of vigilance. It was clear that Misaki was not a figure of universal support. It's still early to gain your trust. I know that. I'll try a little more, so just leave it to me for now.
で
No, you're a little confused, right? It was mentioned he was in the same predicament, and all of a sudden we were talking about what he knows.
ならば
So, to give Miyuki a head start, why don't we introduce ourselves again? Miyuki doesn't know our names or talents, and he is still too confused to get a feel for the atmosphere. I can't help but wonder, what was the purpose of being a different character in the beginning? In the prologue. I don't understand what the purpose is. Like, I'm sure we'll find out, but like, why?
いいよ
Oh, I like it. Now that we have a new face, a public statement was something that had to be done at some point, and now seems to be the perfect time.
As the shorter boy said his words, I could see the rest of the class nodding in agreement. Obviously, I'm not going to have the opportunity to talk to all of the students at once, unless they're all together, like now. The two students who had just spoken out against Kuzu were not opposed to her, though not in attitude.
わかった
We're all in agreement, so we'll start? Yeah, can we skip this part? Then, one by one, they went counterclockwise and shared their names, talents, and other bits of information. Okay, that leaves you, Miyuki. Why don't you introduce yourself? The silence is instantaneous, the cold air choking my throat with the gaze of people determined to catch my every breath. Give me the answer I want, any of them, and give me something positive to review, was the unspoken message. I felt like this strategy was more appropriate to a captured enemy soldier than a companion. I mean, I feel like this guy's kind of... I don't know how I feel about him. I don't know what's happening. Genuinely. But I had no choice to begin with. My chair keeps moving. It's driving me nuts. I'm sorry. After hesitating, I opened my mouth. My name is Nozomi Miyuki, and I'm a high school student, like you. But I don't know if I'm a student from Hope's Peak Academy. Ooh, interesting. So he doesn't have an ultimate talent?
あれ? What do you mean? You didn't get an admission?
The acceptance letter from the school? I'm sorry, but I never received it. No, not exactly. I don't recall requiring it.
何
I mean, acquiring, not requiring. What does that mean? It is... I'm being literal. I don't remember. From 1 through 10. What my talents are, and if I even am a student from Hope Peak Academy. What happened to my family, my friendships, everything? I am literally wiped clean. What?
Does that mean amnesia?
We are not similar, right? Because I don't actually remember anything except for my name. Technically, the memories from when I met you guys at the gym are still there. It's just that all the memories of my past are gone.
So, in retrograde amnesia, but the memories are still intact in the present, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
The only student brought in for tardiness has all memories of his name, has lost all memories aside from his name. That doesn't seem like a coincidence.
No, it really doesn't. It's like, I don't want to... It's way too early to tell, but it is just judging, you know, it screams like this guy's the mastermind. And like, I hope that this doesn't, you know, follow too closely in the footsteps of Danganronpa another. Because that, you know, another was, it was brilliant. And like, I want this to be on its own. And like, it feels like now our protagonist is going to be the mastermind. But then again, that might be the obvious thing. And they might be misleading me. It's very possible. It's happened before. So like, we don't actually know. But from right now, chapter 1, the very beginning, it seems like, you know, they bring in someone late who had all of his memories erased. Could be the mastermind. Could be someone who knows too much, knows who the mastermind is. I don't know.
Oh.
What do you mean, Miss Kizuki?
Well, this is just a quick observation, but I mean, it's possible that the mastermind that did this deliberately erased all your memories, which is memory manipulation. I am the kind of person who gets dizzy when I see numbers, so I don't know anything about that. But, isn't that, like, really hard?
You're right, it is hard. Selectively erasing memories requires a high level of neurological skill. I figured it would be a shadowy organization that kidnaps 16 high school students to do this, but I didn't think it would be this bad. Wait. I still don't get it. Are you serious? You don't remember anything but your name? Yeah. I'm not exaggerating. The only thing that sticks in my mind is my name, Nozomi Miyuki. I have no memory, no knowledge, and I have nothing to teach you. It's a real pity. It was like being told you can't help, but the students' interest seemed to have already shifted elsewhere. That no knowledge thing, that's not exactly accurate, is it? Huh? What do you mean? If you really don't have knowledge, you shouldn't even be speaking the language. If you don't have any knowledge of Japanese in your head, how are you able to speak it? Oh, right. But what's wrong? I know I speak Japanese, obviously. If I didn't have knowledge of Japanese, I'll never be able to speak it. I also know what is commonly known as common sense. For example, a day is 24 hours, or force is the product of mass and acceleration. A marathon track is 42.195 kilometers long. Okay, that's not common knowledge. Am I the only one who only knows the first one? Man, I guess we're unorthodox people. Then should memory and knowledge be categorized separately? Memories are perceptions about me that I have built up on my own, and knowledge is perceptions that are generalized facts that the others can build up to the same extent. It is a rough characterization. That sounds like a reasonable judgment. Pretentious enough, but no contradictions, right?
興味があるね。
Even though you just came to your senses, your head is still spinning well. Are you sure you really lost your memory? Of course I am. You don't think so? Nah, I don't think that. I was just poking around.
そしたら
But if it's true, if that kind of artificial characterization is happening, I'd say it's more likely that the mastermind did it. They wanted to expunge all memories of your identity, but that makes it difficult for you to return to the level of a newborn baby, right? So, it's just the basic knowledge that a Japanese high school student should have. Is that right?
ならば
That's a long story. But to summarize, it was necessary for the mastermind to erase Miyuki's memories for some reason. Right, and...
それと
It also establishes that you are a really important person. Ego's words had a profound effect. Once again, everyone in the room held their breath. There's no way the mastermind could have wiped his memory with its advanced technology. No, even if it was a memory of some sort, the contents could be considered valuable. In the end, either way, Nozomi Miyuki, your past may hold the key.
でしょうかね。
Or perhaps that might be the mastermind's trap. What? A person or group of people with the skill set to perform memory manipulation to a ridiculous degree? For them, artificially erasing Miyuki's memories may be a matter of snapping their fingers. Naturally, it's fair game whether they're the lead or a supporting character.
ならば
If that's the case, then Miss Ego's hypothesis does not qualify as inevitable.
なんだそれ
It may be logically plausible, but it's a hypothesis that doesn't give a crap about reality. If they had the skills, they'd already be overthrowing governments and taking over the world. He wouldn't be doing this crap with a bunch of high school kids. Yeah, but then again, in the Danganronpa universe, nothing makes sense. There is no logic in anything that happens. So, like, there's no point looking for it now. Well, we're not exactly useless high school students.
ほんまに
You guys are so naive, huh? What? Do you understand? You're being naive.
決まっとるやろ
Don't believe everything that's being said. This is basically a isn't this basically a killing school trip? Skilling cool trip. Like, genuinely, what is wrong with me? You seem to think that he's in a different position than we are because he showed up a day late, but he is a student after all. So I don't believe this.
何か
So what are you trying to say then?
おかしないか
You don't think it's suspicious? Putting a convenient shield like amnesia. You're going to block all unfavorable questions with that shield, kid? I'll be damned if the mastermind is not among us.
ああもう
Wait a minute, Erica. You're pushing it too far.
As I heard the sound of a chair being pulled away, Fukuoka was on her feet.
It could be a patient who's really suffering from memory loss, and you're going too far in front of them.
なんや
What does it matter?
What?
She mentioned this first, but though this questioning was supposed to be aggressive, he didn't take offense in it. If this isn't an aggressive questioning, what is?
えっと
No, but Miyuki, are you fine with that?
Are these concerns for Fukuoka sincere? In that case, it would be right for me to give a sincere answer. Yes, I'm fine.
わかったわ
Really? If it's okay with you, it might be pointless, but
Fukuoka sat down with a face that was still slightly uncomfortable with the mood. In the end, Miyuki's words should not be taken lightly.
せやな。
That's true. Who can prove them? Yeah, he's right. 100%. Even those who had remained silent until now also joined. I began to have a feeling that the ending of this conversation would not end well. So I think it's crazy that we're not him anymore. Like, what is the purpose of switching protagonists? I mean, I'm sure there is a purpose, like, and it'll eventually come. But like, I've never seen anything like this, which is it's pretty cool. It's interesting. The only time protagonists switched was in V3 after chapter 1 though. So like, being one character in the prologue and then ending up as another character in chapter 1 is kind of crazy to me. Hiruto. No. If you think about it, isn't that true? We are having a serious topic about who we can trust in this school. Hiruto's gonna die. He's completely on board of the, like, not trusting anybody, you know, fear and all these things, and he's gonna die. Everyone in here are people we can't trust. Everyone is sharpening their knives inside of them. And on the outside, they are just saying good things like cooperation and unity.
何よ。
Hiruto, you...
やめてよ。
Don't look at me like that. You're probably thinking to yourself, when will this annoying guy shut up? Are you gonna get a knife or what?
もう。
I hope you don't truly think of us like that.
ならば
So, what do we want to say then? Simple. This is all meaningless. Forget about interrogating this guy and getting meaningless answers, and just let him go already. It's like trying to solve a problem that you can't even guess the right answer to, with the people involved in this situation. Oh, he left. Just as I was about to put my hand on my forehead in irony, a dull thud echoed across the dining
やれ
table.
やれ。
Oh, wow. You're funny. We've gone in full circle. There are times when you get the right answer, Hiruto. Can't you explain it a little more clearly? It's enough with this meaningless things you've done so far.
なんや。
Meaningless. Even though Miyuki is suspicious as he could be pretending.
それはだな
It doesn't make any sense. Miyuki himself says he can't remember anything, and there's nothing to go on from here. Or is this a bunch of idiots talking to a bunch of idiots?
ちゃうんか。
I like to keep my options open. Wouldn't you agree that you should be prepared for any situation? Who doesn't know that? Even if he's pretending, we'll just leave the suspicious stuff up there.
あれ。
That's what we're talking about, right? Shh, let's be quiet. The worst case scenario is that you're right. Miyuki's the mastermind, and we can't help but think he's lying to us. Even so, we can't get answers from Miyuki, so let's keep our doubts to ourselves. We're not getting anywhere, and if I'm not getting anywhere, I hate wasting time.
それと
Oh, and that doesn't mean I'm siding with you, Hiruto. So don't get too excited. I didn't like how you were ruining the mood by just talking about something that wasn't healthy to the topic. I can't, like, genuinely, that girl is so annoying. Like, I don't like her. That's no fun. If you're an engineer, doesn't that mean you have to make something like a lie detector? With those words, Jumanji stopped speaking.
あれあれ
Well, you went through the hazing process. Thank you for your cooperation, Miyuki. There's no need to say it like that. Oh, sorry, that's him. There's no need to say it like that. I didn't feel offended at all.
でも、
We've been talking to this guy like he was an actor and being the mastermind. This is a nice guy. You need to learn how to face the storms of the world together with this sister. Just trust me and follow me. Okay.
is he your child now? It's pretty embarrassing to lose your memories and get suspicious from the start, right? It's okay. If you stay with us, you'll get through it somehow.
So I have a feeling that what's going to happen in chapter 1 is someone's going to die. And then when that someone dies, the mastermind is going to try to blame Miyuki for it because he's the most suspicious out of everybody at the moment.
いやほんと
Fukuoka, are you going to do it too? That was a joke. Yeah. I appreciate it. No. How could I not be offended? Silence descended on this dining hall. It's not that the mood has fallen, it's just pure silence. Maybe they've grown tired of the college they found in front of them. Tired of the colleague. Colleague? Supposed to be colleague? They found in front of them. Or maybe just tired of the toy they've been given. Alright, I'm so tired. I can't even see straight right now. I need to save and finish. I'm sorry. As if not wanting to break the silence unnecessarily, and not wanting to put into words the feelings shared by everyone, the group dispersed. I wonder if Misaki, the person who organized the conversation, thought it was a problem that could have been solved by putting our heads together. And I, who never told a lie, was in trouble. Which, as Jumanji mentioned, is a problem that won't be solved unless someone brings a reliable lie detector. The point was to embrace it. In my case, an absurd starting point. In the case of the students, the unknown human individual. I was convinced, but what about the rest? The unknown is scary, and I could only hope that no one would hold a knife to my throat in haste. After exiting the diner, I stood in front of the red door as Monokuma had instructed me beforehand. My private room. When I unlocked the door with my key and entered, the view gave me a feeling that it was not much different from the room of a regular family house. That said, I didn't have to be nervous. From that point on, it was a wildfire process. The next thing I knew, I was lying on a fluffy bed, and before I could think of anything else, it struck me. In short, I fell asleep. Monokuma Theater. Monokuma.
So, let's say we have a sand castle. A sand castle is, of course, a castle made out of sand. A sand castle is made up of so many grains of sand that the loss of a single grain doesn't make that much of a difference. So, if you take a grain of sand out of the sand castle, it's still a sand castle, right? You've taken one more grain of sand out of the sand castle. That's missing a grain of sand, but it's still a castle.
How many times are you going to say the same words over and over again, Monokuma? Please. I really...
What happens if we stretch that thought? We pull out another grain of sand, then 3, 4, and 10. Before I knew it, the sand was gone. And there's only one grain of sand left in the castle. So, is it a sand castle? The common sense answer would be no, but that's a problem. At what point did the sand castle lose so much sand that it stopped being a sand castle? There's a fine line in between. Now, get ready to answer the questions and keep listening to the story. It's not even worth thinking about, because the sand castle isn't just an arithmetic number of grains of sand. A sand castle is a subjective concept defined by the size and shape of the grains of sand. A sand castle is a structure that has a certain height, has a certain number of towers, a certain number of scale. If you break any of those, it's just a matter of making a sandcastle disqualification.
How many times is he going to say the word sandcastle? I understand that sandcastle is in the title of this chapter, but please, Monokuma, stop.
So, how do we determine this criteria? Some say we need 3 towers to make a sandcastle. Others say 1 is enough. Someone will say it needs to be 2 meters tall. Some will say 10 centimeters is enough. Right?
Can he stop talking about sandcastles? I'm about ready to skip him. I can't. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. In the official games, the Monokuma theater is so silly to me. I always just kind of skim and skip it because it seems so ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I'll leave that up to the discretion of the arguers. It's not like I'm going to fight over something so childish, are we? Let's solve the problem with this. There's no problem that can't be solved by Monokuma's touch.
Okay. Sure, Monokuma, whatever you say. Bing bong, bing bong.
Hello, everyone. It's morning 7 a.m. Wake up time. Now, let's have another beautiful day.
Isn't that how he goes in the game? Isn't that what he says? I think I've been dreaming something. A very useless dream. I racked my brain, but the memory had already escaped me. The alarm has gone off, so it's time to get out of my head and get moving. Huh? There's something hard on the bed. I pulled my hand out from under the covers. Oh, the monocoin. Nonsense. Oh, he's gonna explain it to me even though I know what it is.
Yuki, you found the monocoin.
What is that?
Oh, wow. Yuki, aren't you too emotionless? At times like these, you have to be surprised and say, ugh, or annoyed and say, why are you coming into other people's rooms? To get the flavor. It's not that I don't understand it. I just have one word. What? So, what's this
Oh, sorry, that's not Monokuma. So, what's this monocoin thing?
Or just ignore me then. Well, actually, that's what I came here to explain. So let's get back to the point. The monocoin is a small gift from me to make your school life a little richer. As you can see, the size is only coins. But they are hidden all over the school. So if you plan to find them, you can collect a lot of them in a minute. So
what can I do with this?
well, the school has a small shop. I'm sure you noticed. I came
to the school for the first time yesterday? Of course, I don't know.
You should have paid more attention to your surroundings. The display stand has a lottery machine called the Mono Machine, where you can use coins to win prizes. Since ancient times, a lottery has been a favorite. Why don't you give it a try, Miyuki?
I'm not sure what the point of that would be, but whatever. Whatever. I grabbed the coin from the bed and slipped it into my pocket, then immediately turned and headed for the bathroom door. I could hear Monokuma muttering some sort of curse words behind me, but I chose to ignore it. When I slid the bathroom door open, Monokuma had disappeared. So what do we do now? Let's go eat first. Time to get to the diner. You can now save with your e-handbook using Shift. Cool! Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save. I know not much has happened. I originally wanted to play more in this part and like maybe get to the victim, but I cannot. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm exhausted. I've been awake since 5. I need to go to bed. like my eyes are crossing. I can't stay awake anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this part here. I know, not the most exciting, but I feel like changing protagonists is kind of craziness. I hope it's, you know, it's not too bad. But thank you so much for watching. The next one will be longer. I will play the next one until the victim, I'm sure. But for now, I am going to wrap up this part here. Let me know what you think in the comments about our new protagonist. I don't know how I feel about him because I don't know how much I like his inner monologue. So we'll see. I'm wondering also, like, him being a mastermind seems too obvious. So I do wonder if he might be kind of like Kirigiri in the fact that he's like an ultimate detective and they tried to erase all of his memories so he wouldn't, you know, be able to solve all the murders right away. I don't know. That could also be another possibility, but who knows? But anyway, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.